And so I am also live on my Facebook account. After this meeting, I will put that live on private mode. But you will be able to see this recording on YouTube. And if you like to listen to other recording in the past with other guests, feel free to text me on Instagram or, message Ben or message Teresa. Everybody will have the access to go to the, other meeting and other video. Okay, perfect. Shall we start?
Sure.
Perfect. Okay, hello, hi, and welcome everybody. I'm excited to introduce our guest for today's WholeBeing Journey episode, Teresa Burns. Do I say your name right? Burns? Burns, yes.
Yep.
And so my name is Jasmine Oanpham, and I'm your host today. Teresa's life story is one of resilience and growth. She's a mother of two who's faced significant challenge, including loss and difficult relationships. But instead of letting this experience hold her back, Teresa used them as motivation to pursue higher education and personal development. In 2019, Teresa studied abroad in Italy on a Gilman Scholarship, an experience she loves so much she returned quite soon. She earned degrees in psychology and now in the MA in Happiness Study program. Professionally, Teresa works as a case manager, helping families at risk of homelessness. She's also an accomplished athletic, having complete marathons and other challenging races. Teresa is here to share her journey and insights on finding happiness and meaning in life experience. Please welcome Teresa Burns.
Jasmine, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you. I first have to thank you so much for having this platform. I think this is amazing and allowing each of our classmates to come on here and just share their journeys and their stories. And I think it's so important for everyone to hear one's stories. And it's so important. I just find that I'm big on stories, so I like sharing stories, and I think it's important. So thank you for doing this, you and Ben, and having this. It's beautiful. And I have to say, the picture that you put on wow, my makeup looks really good on that picture.
Well, Ben, he's really good at making everybody look good on live. So if you have any favorite picture and you want to make it into your profile picture, you don't hesitate to send it to Ben.
Oh, great. I will. I won't hesitate.
Yeah. Perfect. So I know everybody's here know Teresa, but just in case someone don't know you, can you please share with us where you come from and where do you currently live right now? Thank you.
So you're saying me. I thought you were talking about
Yes, you.
So originally from Brooklyn, New York, grew up there. So it was a city in the city. Then I moved to New Jersey. So I skipped over that Staten Island space. So usually it's the Brooklyn, then it goes to Staten Island, and then we go to New Jersey. But no, I skipped over that and just went straight to New Jersey. I've been out here since for a while, 30 years. So, and it's been an adjustment. I remember first moving out to New Jersey, it was difficult. because I had to drive everywhere. I was used to Brooklyn where I could walk to a lot of places, and then coming out to New Jersey, it was, yeah, had to plan out where I was going by, okay, I have to go on this side of the highway to get through these things, and then go to this side of the highway to do that side. It was quite interesting, but I've managed to adjust to the New Jersey living.
New York and New Jersey and the East Coast is really busy for me.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes.
And you have been living there for 30 years. That's a long time for me.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you been living in other place before beside Italy?
Oh, travel to other, yes, I've been to other countries, but I never spent as much time as I
Mm.
did when I was in Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how did
It
you
was
discover the MA in Happiness study program?
that was I'm blessed that I found this program, I'll tell you.
Mm.
Uh, it was kind of by accident. I was with Vicky and Amory at the time,
Mm.
and Nikki, and we were at the Wahasu Summit in Miami, Florida. And Tal was there doing a presentation. And then when, we kind of talked to him after the presentation, and we met Yuval, and they were talking about this. Saw the sign about the Masters in Happiness Studies, and we were like, really? Like, this is a thing? And we just got hooked from hearing all about it and it just felt like that was the connection that I finally needed and wanted, that was missing. I was missing from what I wanted, in my life. And I had started many different master's programs before I found this one. And they just didn't feel right. I didn't feel connected, and I didn't feel that that was going to serve the purpose that I wanted. And when I just heard more and more about this program, it just said this aligned with everything that I wanted. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. So, I remember that I discovered Vicky and Emery are friends. And then Ben told me that there's another friend because there are three of those friends, like three of them. I was like, who? So when you contact me, I was like, maybe she's the one. Because, I saw one time you post something about Anne Marie showing you to do something. And I was like, maybe Teresa is the third person that Ben mentioned. How long have you been friends? Three of you.
Oh my goodness. So well, we know each other all from Brooklyn. And wow, that's has to be from, well, it's got to be 30, well, before my son was born. It's got 35 years.
Wow. That's no longer a friend. That should be a sisterhood.
Family.
Yeah,
Family.
family.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow, that's amazing. And so do you often talk to them about this program? Have
Oh,
discussion?
we talk, we like Vicky, I'm close to in distance. So
Mm.
I will see her a little more. Amory lives in Long Island, so it's a little further. She's about 2 hours from where I am.
Mm.
But we'll message, we'll talk, we send messages and stuff to each other, just say how you doing, or we'll send little quotes to each other, or just something just to say hi, how are you? And it's
Wow,
nice.
that's nice.
It
So I
is.
know that Anne-Marie, she is in positive, she had a master in positive psychology. did she inspire you to pursue a degree in psychology, or how did you get into the psychology degree in 2017?
Oh, that was that started um after all the, I guess, the things that I had gone through. I was kind of encouraged to go back to school. And they said, "Oh, it'd be a good idea to, go back to school because you'd be able to earn more money." And I just said, "Okay, this sounds like a good idea." I mean, I was a single mom at the time, and I said, I think it would be, it would definitely benefit me. Um, both my kids were in school at the time as well, so that's when I started. I said, "Oh, I'm going to pick psychology. I think I need, from everything I went through, I said, need to learn a little more about how other people's minds work." So that's why I had taken psychology.
That's a good that's a good idea.
Um, yeah, and it was great because when I graduated, I um I was actually the speaker at my graduation,
Mm,
which
wow.
was kind of exciting. And my kids were there, my dad, my family was there to cheer me on, and it was exciting to give the speech for
Mm,
the graduating class.
wow. That's such an honor.
Yeah, I
How
was,
yeah.
it was exciting. It was exciting. Yeah, it was
Mm,
exciting.
that's nice. And then you have mentioned about the scholarship, Gilman Scholarship. Could you share more with us? What is the Gilman Scholarship, please?
Yes, the Gilman Scholarship is it's a scholarship that you can get awarded to travel to study abroad. Many universities have this scholarship, and you have to write like an essay about why you want to go to a certain country, and why it's important to you. What are you going to learn from this experience? How will, after that experience, then how will you take it back home and share it with others to inspire them to pursue a Gilman scholarship? Like, and they have to select you to, if you go through this whole process, writing your essay and all, you have to be selected. So it was really, that was another honor. I was, I felt, what's the word? I don't know. I felt, um, I mean, it was definitely a blessing, but I was surrounded by a lot of younger college students. I was the only adult out of the group. So, but it was still fun. I was nervous going there to go for a month. I was very nervous. I said, I never lived in a country. What am I gonna? I was nervous, but once I got there, it was an amazing experience.
Yes, talk about that too, because you did not enter school as a young, like a newbie, a teenager, uh,
Yeah.
transition to adulthood. You are an adult and went to school and decide to go to another country to learn and experience life over there. Um, could you share with me like what encouraged you, like who encouraged you, or somebody encouraged you to take that change, or just like your insides screaming out to you and telling you to go? Thank you.
Yeah. I always wanted to travel more. And when I had gone back to school and there was that, everything about study abroad, that was one of a big department, in the school. And they really encouraged a lot of students to do it. Travel, it's a life-changing experience. And it is. it's, then you want to like keep traveling. You just want to keep seeing other countries and learning about other cultures and just everything. It opens so many other doors, it opens your mind and it opens your heart to all these other experiences. And I mean, Italy was a place that I wanted to go because of my heritage. My grandparents were from Italy, so I wanted to see what it was all about. Since I've never been there, I've heard, but I've never been. So I said, all right, we're gonna see if this is how it will be. And it was beautiful. But I mean, I had the chance to also I got it was a 2 week after that, when I came back, I was able to go to Switzerland for 2 weeks for another study abroad experience too. So it started that traveling trend for me. Got to see new places,
That's
meet new
nice.
people. Yeah,
So do
yeah.
you, I know that you are currently a case manager with Family Promise of the
Mhm.
Jersey Shore. Do you travel often these days? Or what do you normally do at your workplace?
I speak to a lot of people
Mm.
that they will call our office looking for, excuse me, assistance with if they're behind on their rent or if they're experiencing homelessness. And this is in the Jersey Shore, we're down in Ocean County area. So a certain area in New Jersey, down, excuse me, sorry, towards the uh the shore area. So beach area, yes, but it's the whole Ocean County area. And it's the rents have become so expensive, and people are just that their income is not able to sustain paying the rents. So
Wow.
I will gather their paperwork. There's certain criteria that they have to fit,
Yeah.
qualify for. They'll send me certain paperwork. I review all the paperwork and to see if if we can assist with the
Wow.
background.
That is such a meaningful job to do for a lot of people.
And it's not easy though. It's not easy. It's hard to not let your emotions get into some of the situations that you hear of, the stories that you hear
Yeah, I understand.
can
So
be heartbreaking.
I cannot imagine.
Yeah.
I'm sure you hear a lot of stories every day um, that we cannot imagine. Um, so my next question that relate to happiness study. So when you are in the program, do you feel like stress release?
Mm,
Yes, yes.
yes.
With all of the homework, because I feel like literally the homework for every week been saving me just because I feel like every week I have faced with similar situation and the homework somehow it's meant to be. I don't know. Do you feel the same way?
About missing the homework or
About like the homework could help you release your stress and it's just like the homework for every week is meant to be for that
yeah.
week. You feel the same way?
Yes. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I love well, I mean, if I'm understanding correctly, I mean the homework, I mean just having that homework that we've had, has helped me so much, has helped me so much deal with a lot of daily things in my life, not just, well, just my everyday, but work especially because it can be so stressful.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of weight on my shoulders sometimes, and I just want to having all these these extra tools that we've learned about,
Yes.
priceless.
Yes. I agree with you. So because we are learning a lot, do you have any do you apply spy model in your workplace?
I do. I I mean, I have to see. I'm trying to think, but do what? I mean, I do. I know I use it for myself all the time. I feel that um so the acronym SPIRE, because I know I have some, I have my daughter's on, my future daughter-in-law is on,
Oh,
and
hello.
my cousin is on.
Oh, hello.
Um, and so just the acronym SPIRE is there are 5 elements that are essential to a life of whole being. So that's spiritual, physical, intellectual, relational, and emotional. So that's what what SPIRE means. And I've learned just by using, I mean, I've used it in my life, even not knowing about SPIRE. When I was thinking about all the like the trauma that I had gone through, I said, wow, I looked back at that and I said, wow, I used SPIRE. That all the things that helped me get through that fit the SPIRE elements, all the SPIRE elements. And using it at work, I mean, helps keep me balanced. And then I try and help my clients, teaching them to because they're going through a trauma themselves. These are life-changing events that they're going through, and helping them learn about what the SPIRE elements are and how they could help them going forward.
Yeah, it's really it's really good. That's a really good way to having all of your client moving forward. Because besides helping them with the rent, they need to have a good mindset to go on with their life as well.
Yeah.
And so how do you normally talk to them about the spire model or like some like information about happiness and provide them the information about happy whole being and so on.
How do well, it's not really directly. I would say more indirectly, because
Right.
when I'm on the phone with them, a lot of my conversations with them are on the phone, and it's just and there are numerous conversations with them, but it's the tone of my voice, which then encourages them to feel comfortable to talk to me or speak to me. They feel just I ask them the right questions, and they feel comfortable, and they'll tell me that. Like I said, I'm a stranger. I understand. Thank you for sharing your story with me. And I always ask them, do they have a support system? Who is helping them through this? And I have to tell you, many of them do not have a support system. They do not have family or anyone, and that's rough. So I asked them, so what else are you doing to help you feel better? Like that you're going through this rough time. Um, and some will say I go for a walk, or I have a pet, or something that will make them feel a little better. And I just if it's something that I point out and like that, they don't really they're not thinking about that. So I point it out again, like what is the who is your support system, or what are you doing to help yourself? And if I point out a certain thing to them, they will say, oh, I didn't think about that. They'll say, oh, I have a pet, I have my cat or my dog or whatever. And they'll say, okay, well, you take your dog out for a walk, how is that? How does that make you feel? And they do feel, they like, oh, I didn't really think about that. I'm like, well, yeah, that's a way for you to feel a little better by going for a walk, take your dog for a walk, getting outside, those little things can make a difference. So just pointing out little things like that to them. And
Yeah,
it's those little things, really little.
that's so true. Just because I feel like you have this ability to listen to other people and understand what they need. And I feel like this is uh this is so- this is so important to everybody, because I feel like most of the time people don't listen, and they need to have somebody like you in their life to talk to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
And
you.
it's true, because we also learn in the MA in Happiness program that listening is one of the skill set a leader should have. And what we listen is not really like the type of listening that people often listen to, because they normal people, they will block information. But like for you, you have to like widely open and allow information to like flow to you, and so you can pick up the information that they really want to tell you, instead of
Mhm.
like just being there and like pretending like you are listening to them. So um what advice would you give to others who are facing significant challenge in their life? What advice would you normally give to people, or it depend on the situation?
Well, talking to someone is always helpful. Having someone to talk to, and not keeping it in is helpful. Um, and I think that's one of the things when people call me, and I can be on the phone half hour, sometimes an hour with some people, and they will thank me for listening. They will thank me for listening. So I just, I just, it's me. And that's me normally. So I'm not doing anything. I know that's part of my job, but it's me as Teresa, who I'm that way. So I will listen. I I do, I could be very empathetic, and I just, it's having them feel heard, letting them know they feel heard is a big thing too. So
Yeah. Yes, and that's the reason why you are so successful in your career, is because you can give people what they don't have, which is somebody to listen to them. That's why people want to come to you, and you draw people in. Ben had a question. Also, please feel free to send a question to Teresa. You can raise your hand, or you can, type your question on the chat box, and she will be happy to answer your question. Okay, so Ben question is, can you tell us more about your decision to go back to school in 2017?
yeah.
Yeah. We,
So after um it was I was just, and it seems like you got it all done in one, two. um when I removed myself from the abusive relationship, I uh was seeking some therapy, and they there were two women they were wonderful and very inspirational for me. Like they just guided me, and they said to me, Teresa, for your best, it's your best in your best interest to go back to school. And I said, well, I can't afford to go back to school. I don't have the money. And they said, well, because you're a single parent and you have this, they just gave me all the advice and said, you'll be able to get financial aid and all this kind of stuff. And I said, okay, I'm doing it. So I said, all right, I'm going to take one class. Let me just try one class and see how I do, because I was really nervous. I mean, I haven't gone back to school in a while. So I said, let's just take one class. And I just took Psych 101, whatever it was. But I took the winter course, and it was an accelerated course for 2 weeks. Psych 101 in 2 weeks. Like, so it was every day, like, I don't know how many hours a day. And we just finished this, 12-week course in 2 weeks. So it was pretty intensive. And I said, all right, I'm not going to be able to see anybody for a little while. But I knew it was only 2 weeks. And I did it, and I did really well. And I said, wow, all right, I think I'm going to take another class now. I'm just going to keep going. And when I finished my associates, I was like, well, I can't stop now. I have to go for my bachelor's. And that's what happened. That was just, it snowballed after that, because I said, I can't stop learning. I have to keep going. And I love it. I love learning every day.
That's
I
awesome.
remember Psych 101.
Uh, maybe this is the psychology 101 back in 2007. Maybe this is between you and Ben. Like, how does it change your life? Can you provide us a little bit more about the psychology 101 back in 2007, please? I'm now curious.
I don't know what the, no, wait, Ben, I'm going to ask you, what's Psych 101 in 2000s? Wait, oh, he remembers Psych 101. I guess he took Psych 101.
Yeah, he did. He took that, but did you also take it, or maybe like what he mean is, he remember how intense the
Yeah,
class
it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was good. Now thinking about what you sharing, um, I think that people should take the winter course, or like the uh have like winter and they have summer course, even
Hmm.
though it seems short, but it's so compound, and
It's,
it pushed you to learn.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, how do you just do that? Going back to school after so long, so many years, and you're like, okay, let's do a 2-week psych class. Yeah, okay. Well, whatever. I did it, and I just, got through
That's
it.
that's awesome. Either the teacher was good, or you found your answers in that class. That's why it inspired you. I saw well,
There.
I
Yeah.
mean, Beryl question, but also Ben question was, how does it change your life? Relate to the question before that.
How did anything
Yeah,
is possible? How did going back to school change my life, or
I guess
psych?
so. Maybe the
Well,
site.
it changed my life because yeah, I was, once I got the taste of going back and I did well, that was the thing that propelled me to keep going. Because I think if I didn't do well, I would have been like, oh, I don't know, I would have been a little more hesitant. Here, it just that I did well. I was like, okay, like it motivated me to take another class and just keep going. I guess I was, but, and I had classes that I had taken that were challenging, like, oh, you're going to do a biology class again, biology and lab. I'm like, what? That was not easy. So there were certain courses that I had to take were
It's
not
so
easy.
random.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, biology, yeah. And I remember all my flashcards and all that. It was, yeah, I had some interesting classes that I had to take, and I was like, oh boy, I don't know if I can do all this.
Mhm.
And I remember even I was had to take a algebra.
Mm.
I would ask my son if he would help me, and he says, no, I'm not helping you. And I said, what do you mean not helping me? I said, I helped you when you were in school. What do you mean you need to help me now?
Well,
Anyway,
but I'm so glad that you liked the class and you got it done really well and you did it well as well. So that's why we have you here today. And so Vera was saying that she was in your hat group and she
Mhm.
know a little bit about your story of resilience. So her question is, can you share more about how you were able to get your life back on track? And was it a change of mindset, a practice you put into place, and etc.?
etc. So for um, just some of you that might not know what a hat group is, so it's our happiness accountability team, and we'd be partnered with a few people from a few classmates to meet and discuss different things that we had, we were given. So our different challenges that we had to do and stuff. And then after so many weeks, and or we change, or a semester, we would change our hat group. So it was really fun meeting a lot of different classmates. So my story of resilience. Well, I mean, I'll be a little vulnerable, just share a little more. So I had I was married. I had gone through a divorce. I had lost my mom in a tragic car accident. And later on, met someone else, another person, and got into a relationship, and then was in a very abusive relationship longer than I should have been there. Anyway, but got myself out, my children out, and we were out. And once I was out of that, I think and that's the thing. A domestic violence relationship is not always easy for someone to mentally process and or even realize they're in one, and to remove themselves from it. I remember I had done a presentation about domestic violence, and I had somebody ask me though, so why don't you just leave? Why don't you just go? Why don't you just, when that happened, you just go? And I said, it's really not that simple. There's a lot of planning that goes into it in your, how do I get out safely? How do I do this? Do I make sure I have all my paperwork and things? Well, a lot of things, there was a lot of preparation to get out of that. So once I was out and did all that, I found Teresa again. I was able to be a better mother. I was able to I saw myself starting to build up my self-esteem, because I didn't really have much self-esteem. And that was the other thing. I think going back to school also helped me in that way, because I didn't really feel that smart or intelligent. And I said, well, I'm going to go back to school. That will help me be smart or be smarter. But I was smart. I didn't realize it, you know. Um, and then just other things like getting myself into, I started teaching at a gym. I was a fitness instructor for many years. And that's how I started getting into running. And that was my escape was my exercise, but let me tell you, it was the best escape ever. It was the best. So, and I loved the running part of it. It was that I would get on the treadmill when I first started, get on the treadmill and play some fantastic music, and I can go on and on. But so it was, I'm just going back to her question again. So yes, it was doing things more for me. It was the school, it was fitness, exercise, all that kind of stuff. Baking was another thing that I started getting into a lot, and that's a wonderful therapy for me. I enjoy baking. I enjoy bringing my baking to someone else and they're enjoying it and seeing a smile on their face. That makes me happy. And doing all those things, yes, changed my mindset as well, because I wasn't depressed anymore. I found myself again. I was living. I mean, I was alive again after that, because during that time, I remember telling someone, a friend at the time, and I said, I actually lost myself. And I didn't ever think that could be possible. And nobody should ever feel like that. So, yeah.
Well, thank you to thanks to Vero question, and also thanks to the two psychologists lady, the two lady that social worker who talked to you and encouraged you to go back to school. Because without that encouraging and uh I'm very sure it's really much like your decision as well, not just because of them, but your decision to go back to school. That's why you can be here again
Yep.
today.
They planted the seed, I guess. They planted that seed, and then that grew. It definitely grew from them. And then one of them had moved. She's out of the state. I haven't seen her, but the other Eve, her name is, she came to my graduation in at Brookdale when I graduated with my associates, and when I graduated with my bachelor's, I had sent her a message. I said, look, I'm still going. And she says, Teresa, I still follow you. And I'm sure she's seen my graduation from here too. So yeah.
That's so beautiful. That's how wonderful that you keep relationship, keep connecting with Eve.
Yeah.
I love that name. It remind me that movie Eve from like one of the animation that we have to watch. I don't know if I forgot about the robot that
Oh yes. Oh, oh yeah.
now I forgot about the movie.
Wally.
Wally, yes,
Wally
Wally
and
and Lee.
and Eve. Yes. Eva, her name.
Right. Maybe I should
Eva.
name my next daughter Eva
Eve.
and Wally. I love that movie a lot, and I feel like for some reason I feel like all women who has the name Eve or like Eva, they have this love for humankind or something.
Aw.
I mean, so does Teresa, because we have Teresa mother. Well, back to I want to ask you a question about your physical exercise, because I know that you run marathon and you have won some medal as well. But before that question, we want to go to Gina question. So her
Mhm.
question is, what are your hobbies and ways that you deal with releasing stress from your job?
So, baking is one. Baking is my stress reliever. I love it. I I'll go back to the fitness thing after, but yes, now that we've finished here with our degree and everything and the homework and stuff, I've now gotten back to my exercise now because that kind of got pushed over to the side because of time. And I know how much it helps me when if I get on my bike, if I'm going for a walk outside, my mind gets so clear. Like it's such a release when I do some sort of exercise. So it does help when I'm stressed. Yeah.
That's great because we also learn about the physical well-being. And I feel like you have been like you have a strong connection with the physical well-being, also intellectual well-being. That you love to run, you love to exercise, you love to bake, and then you love to study as well. And
Mhm.
you have the love for the nature
Yes.
also. Um,
And my
oh
other thing,
yeah.
wine. I do love wine.
Oh yeah, that's true. We
We
talk
talked
about
about
that.
that. Like, yeah.
Well, in Pacific Northwest, we are the wine country.
Yes,
So
you are.
if Teresa and Vero and Gina and everybody in the Zoom come here, you're welcome to like book a week with me. I can drive you to the winery and then you can like drink whatever, like how much you want to drink. I don't drink, so you can book a tour with me.
Oh, great. All right. I love it.
Yeah, sound like a plan. Now we have three. Um, well, yeah, that would be a plan. Let's plan for a trip.
I
That's
love it.
awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome. And then your family are welcome to join us as well if they want.
Thank you. Thank you.
So back to the physical exercise, I want to ask you about that because had you know how to release your stress by um, exercise. Did you do that before you went back to school, or
Mhm.
did you do that after you went back to school and you found that physical exercise one of the way to release stress?
Oh, um, I started, no, I started the exercise before I went back to school because I was right after I had my daughter. Um, I was, I don't know, I just started going to the gym a lot and getting really interested in a lot of the different classes. So one of the fitness manager had asked me if I would be interested in teaching learning how to teach Les Mills classes. And so I was doing the body pump and body combat and all these like spin classes. Anything high energy, high impact was my thing. Now, no. Now I'm like not there anymore. But anything with kickboxing and all that stuff, that was my jam big time. All that stuff.
Wow, I cannot see that.
That's a fun fact. It's a fun fact. I know I'm not doing it now. I know. It's like, I know I don't see Teresa doing this. But no, I do. I have my spin bike in the house. I had this whole big, on our last hack group before we graduated, I had mentioned that I was getting a treadmill and I can't wait to get my treadmill so badly. And so I have my treadmill here. I have weights, my spin bike, and I am on every day now. Every day. Like if it's really, really hot out, I'm like, from work, when I come home from work, I will get on my bike and I will do, yeah, I
That's
will do.
awesome. Do you invite your staff to
Nope,
do? No.
nope. That's my time. Because I used to take a lunch break. I don't take a lunch break now, but I would take a lunch break And I would go to the gym and I'd say 1 hour, have to go to the gym, 1 hour. But then I stopped because like I said, I ended up getting some equipment in my house. So I said, well, that'll save me from, because when I was teaching in the gym, I never paid a gym membership. Well, my gym membership was free for a long time. So I couldn't justify paying to just go to the gym. I said, I have all my equipment here and I'll just use it here. And I have the outdoors, which is really my favorite.
And also it's beautiful where you live, so outdoor is perfect choice.
Yeah.
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 I was thinking about HIIT exercise and MI MVIs, and also
Mm-hmm.
like meditation and breath work during the time that we learn in this program. Um, so how did you think of the HIIT exercise?
I love like it's funny. I enjoy the meditation. Meditation was good. There were certain ones that I liked better than others. It's all about the voice for me. So if someone has a really nice voice, it's easy for me to get into that flow, into that mood of just relaxing or whatever. I know that might, I don't know, maybe that's crazy, but
No, it's not crazy. It's I'm the same way too. I I usually I usually pick and choose which one I like. Um, and we also had the 7 minutes exercise. Did you do the 7 minute exercise? How did you think of it?
I liked it. I would keep it like in my tab all the time because it was easy. I said, all right, 7 minutes, I could do this, you know. I couldn't do I tried doing like the hit exercises. Some of them I couldn't really do, so I had to modify, but one of them I must have pulled my shoulder doing something. I don't know what I was doing. And I'm like, oh no, maybe I'm really out of shape for hit. So I'm gonna go modify my routines here.
Yeah, some of this is very intense.
Yeah.
So if we don't careful enough, then we can twist our muscle. I can see that
Mm-hmm.
too. Yeah. That's really good that you try everything. So do you have any plan for the next marathon, next physical exercise, something
Well,
big?
when I did the marathon, I did two. One I did in Chicago, that was my first, and then I did New York, which was my all-time favorite, and I actually got to do that with my son. So him and I did the New York Marathon together, and uh he's not really running now, but his fiance does all the running now. So she's she's doing the running, and maybe she'll do a marathon. Right, Sarah? And so I don't know. I would love to do another New York Marathon, but I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But maybe a half. Half is in my
Yeah,
future.
you never
Like
know.
like fall. Yeah. And I did the Spartan race, that was another one. The Spartan thing that was a fun thing because they have all these it's like an obstacle course. And I had to do it because I thought it was just really fun. And they had it at City Field. And I did that also with my son too, which was fun.
Mm.
It's
So
fun
what did
doing
you
doing it with the
well, this can be a ritual for the whole family, you know.
family.
We do half marathon before we go to eat, something like that. So when you decide to take this, like the journey in the MA in happiness studies, did you talk to your family? Did you talk to your son? Did you talk to your daughter? asking them their opinion about this, or you just decide to sign up and just go?
Uh, I I think I did talk to them. I was gonna do it. Well, because yeah, I know I had talked to them about um the other programs that I was starting before I got here, and they just, didn't work out. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try again. I said, this is what fits for me. So I'm gonna do this. They're very encouraging. They're like, all right, mom, do it. Go, mom, go do you. They're good. They're good. So
That is blessing.
even my dad would be the same. He says, I don't know how you do it. You always do it. You're doing great. You're doing great. Just, he says, and he gets very excited, I think when
Mm,
he sees me achieve certain things, and it
wow,
makes me happy. It makes me happy.
right. That's you are very blessed. You have a supportive family. Everybody see the best in you and they support for your dream and your goals. Very well connected family.
Yes.
Yeah. Ben was like, you should write a book about your life. I can see how you apply all five of the spy elements in your life and it flourished even before you take the
Um,
happiness
yeah.
program.
I, let me tell you, I've always thought about writing a book, but I ask people that write a book, I'm like, can you tell me how you do it? Like what's the process? Nobody tells me. I'm like, how do you do it? I mean, I know I'm just gonna put everything down on paper, but then what do I do with it after that? Who am I giving it to?
I talked to Tao about that actually in one of the Zoom in the certificate program.
Hmm.
I asked him, well, actually, I told him that I start writing a book, but then now and then I don't have time to write a book, and then I don't have motivate sometimes. Um, so what he said is when he first writing his book,
Mm.
that is when he collect all of the letter that he write for his friend and his family in the past. So that's why we have in one of the section that we learn in the program, we have to write a letter to our friend or like someone we want to write the letter to. And so he started collecting all of that letter and he put it into a book. So he told me that maybe that's one of the way. Then what he told me a lot, but his the key point is we have to put down maybe like 15 minutes every day or like 30 minutes every day,
Hmm.
and just keep going. It would be easy if we start writing a letter to our loved one first, and then don't be the perfectionist, just do
Hmm.
whatever we can do,
Right.
and don't ask for the perfection. Um, so that's what I start doing right now. That's what I'm start doing. Uh, but it's kind of funny because I did not start doing. I start doing that, and then I forgot, and then I'm like I lost track until one day my father-in-law he like randomly he was like, "Did you start writing a letter to your daughter yet?" And so
Mhm.
I was like, "Okay." It's kind of like God have borrow my not borrow, but God have you not use either, but it's kind of like it's a sign, that randomly from anyone but my father-in-law asking me the question. And for the past couple of days, I was lazy writing a letter because I
Mhm.
have been busy doing other writing, like manifesto. And you asked me again about this question, like how to write a book. So technically, we can start with writing a letter for our loved one,
Yeah.
according to Tao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had to do that with our who we had to write a letter to someone, or who we were grateful for or something during one of our homeworks. And I think that's great. I think that's great. Great place to start. I remember I wrote mine to my dad, and when I gave it to him, well, actually I read it to him, and oh my God, he got so emotional. And I just gave it to him to save, and he loved that. So I think that's a great way to start. Just writing these personal letters to loved ones or friends or
Wow.
collection. I think
You
that's great.
actually read the letter to your dad, because I did
Mhm.
not read the letter to anybody.
Yeah.
Until this day, I have not read any letter to anybody. Wow. That you you have a strong soul. Like strong.
I was choked. I got choked up reading it. I mean, because it was just, what I was grateful for him and all. And he got very
Mm,
emotional.
wow. That's amazing. Could you share a little bit with us? What did you write for your dad?
How I thanked him for always bringing the family together. We would just, I'll give you an example. So he would, every year he started the stickball game. And every year, well, he'd bring family, friends, whatever, and they'd have this stickball game in this schoolyard, and we'd all get together. And it was just to bring, just the point of just getting everyone together. And everybody loved that time that we spent. And so it became a yearly ritual. We'd do this stickball game. Or he used to bowl. So he'd go bowling, and he was really a good bowler. And we do these bowling weekends, and again, bringing family and friends, and have every year having this bowling weekend together. Uh, just little things like that, and telling me, he would say, Teresa, I don't things that would happen in my life. Uh, he would say, I don't know how you do it, but you get through it, whatever, get through it. And so certain things that he would say to me, and I just was bringing that up in the letter, that he would always say to me that I was, you could do it, you could do anything, he always had confidence in me. And so just to thank him for those things, like, because normally I don't say, Dad, thanks for doing this, thanks for doing that. So that letter actually forced me to just write all those things down. And I picked him on purpose, and I just wanted to write all those things down and be able to read it to him and not wait. I wouldn't wait. He's 89 now, so I want to not waiting. But he's very healthy, thank goodness. But you know, uh
That's also another blessing, a blessing for him to be able to listen to what you feel about him. And it's blessing for you to tell him what you feel about him.
and he's big with telling stories, and he's always wants to make everybody laugh, and he always has some good funny stories.
Mm,
We grew up with a lot of stories.
that's amazing. That's what I learned from my Vietnamese teacher. But right now
Mhm.
he well, it's not like right now, but he had this plan for short stories, like during dinner time or like lunch time, something like that. We always have something to share with each other. But if we have, story to share with our children, our kids, or our parents, then with a meaning, not just like random story to share, but short story with meaning, then it will be kind of like a reminder and a good
Mm-hmm.
lesson to talk about. It's like
Yeah.
how um just like how normally, having a poem for us to discuss or like a picture for us to discuss, something like that. So that's the idea of, having a short story to talk during uh lunch time or dinner time. That we are doing right now in our group in Vietnamese community. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if maybe you can start creating a storybook or a children book
Mm-hmm.
or,
Yeah,
kind of like bedtime story or maybe dinner time story. That would be great.
I like that. I like that. I
Yeah.
think, and I love it because I think I know Ben just put that as it's so true. Stories carry lessons and stories. I mean, everyone has a story. It doesn't need to be like I think some people feel, oh, I don't have a story because it's not exciting or I have a boring life or whatever. And I'm like, no, no, that's not, no, you can't think like I said, we all have a story. And it's everyone should like encourage that, encourage sharing your story. Everything has a story. And yeah.
That's true. So we were talking about I mentioned about poem and during the time that we are in we learn in the MA in happiness study, we also talk a lot about poem and at some point we have to provide our favorite poem. Like that's one of the homework that we have to do. Who did you choose? Did you choose poem or like story or art to do the homework, like to submit the homework?
Um, I think I'm pretty sure I chose a poem. Um, and I think that was one of our most recent ones, right? That you're thinking of. I think it was the poem, and I can't remember. I I'm uh, I don't know if it was Helen Keller.
Vero said you chose a poem, The Clam. Oh,
Oh, for our final project, our
uh,
final
not the final project, but we have to, like
final.
we have to provide some poem in like one of the homework too.
Yeah.
But the clam is one of the like that. Well, I did not, I did not expect you to choose the clam at the final project. Can you tell me about that?
Oh, thanks, Vero. That's so funny. Well, I love the song, and I feel it had a lot of the words that just about resilience and being strong and dealing with challenges, right? We all have that mountain to climb, and we don't know really what's over the top, but just, keep going forward and um, be strong and accept the challenges and just keep going. So that's I really liked yeah, I like that song a lot. I do.
Yeah. So
Do.
I feel like you have a very young soul, a very energetic soul, because throughout,
Ashley, you hear that, Ash? Your mother has a young soul.
don't you think? Because, the song, The Clam is really young. It's kind of like encouraging and energetic. And also, you were sharing about, how you was the instructor for kickboxing and, all of this energetic exercise.
Mhm.
So your soul is super, I would not say young like a baby soul, but like a young soul. You know what I mean? She does. Yeah. And funny. True.
Yeah.
You
My
have
kids
that.
enjoy hanging out with me, so I guess I must be okay. But yeah,
Right.
my
That's
daughter says.
awesome. Yeah,
I've had-
Ashley. Yeah.
when I was teaching my spin classes at one of the gyms, my daughter, both my son and my daughter used to come to my class. Yeah, when I used to teach. So
You know,
been
now I want to take your class.
there.
I
That's
want to
good.
see how you like fire up
Yeah.
because somebody so calm like you
That's so funny. Oh my God.
um could be so
That's one
energetic.
side. That's only one side of Teresa. So
Right? You can like flip the coin like this,
it's funny. Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome because, you know, having diverse, I would say, personality
Hmm.
and nobility, it could help you to achieve so many things in life. Maybe you are not at the peak point yet. Maybe there's some higher point that you could achieve without you can imagine. You have any big dream, anything that like secretly you want to achieve, but you don't know if you want to achieve that?
Mm. Secretly, I don't know.
Something that maybe like when you was young, you have that dream, but then over the year you forgot about that dream, and now maybe you wanna try to achieve that dream.
I don't know. I mean, my one little dream is owning a nice little house in Tuscany somewhere. That is one of my dreams, but that's not a
That's so random. How did you have that dream? Like, did you got inspired by watching a movie or?
Oh, I'm on that houses for sale in Italy. I mean, on Facebook, I look at all these things and I'm like, oh, look at this house and look at this house and I could live there and looking at the
Mm,
countryside and yeah.
wow.
I have to practice my Italian a little more though. I need to get on my Italian app and practice more of my Italian.
A good thing that a lot of Italian may speak English, but
They do.
you can, well, you can be the landlord.
But but if you speak the language, they embrace you a little better, a
Mm,
little more.
that's
And
true.
because you're making that effort, and it does make a difference.
And then you can have a veneer. You can have the winery there. I'm not kidding. You can have a retreat center over there as well.
Want grow the grapes, have olive trees and make my olive oil and have delicious food.
I got goosebumps. I feel like you could. I'm not, I'm not kidding because after COVID time, I feel like the estate there is really low. I don't know if they are still low like that. Yeah, Farah was like she would definitely go to Tuscany. Yeah, I can I can see you and Vero having a retreat center there. Well,
Mm.
very much like we can fly to you. You have a retreat center, a happiness retreat center in Tuscany. And we can fly to you to have a retreat, to have offline, happiness offline retreat, something
Yeah,
like that.
so Vero could do the yoga class, and I could do a a kick ass
Boxing,
in class.
healing. I know. Yeah, we can write it down. Uh I literally can see it. When you say the house in Tuscany, now you talk about like winery. I can see why you like uh I don't know if I have my own imagination for you, or is that really like your
Well,
picture?
well, I think after from, this is years ago, watching Under the Tuscan Sun.
Mm.
I love that movie, and I fell in love with that movie, and I said, oh yeah, I could see me, I could see me as that, doing that. I could see it so easily.
Yeah.
So,
Who know, maybe your son, your daughter, and daughter-in-law have a plan for you in Tuscany.
oh yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
everybody can gathering and get a house over there, a retreat center.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before you go, I have another question. So if you can invite any students, any friend in the MA Happiness Study to the Zoom call, who would you like to invite?
Who would I invite to it now? Like now?
Yes.
For upcoming? Oh, we got it. We have like
Yeah. Like if you can be a host and you want to interview any student who would, or like teacher, who would you like to invite?
oh, who would I want to? That's oh my goodness. You caught me off guard there. I don't know. There's so many. There's so many. I mean,
You can have a list of people, that's okay too.
I kind of have a lit. Yeah, I have like they're going through my um well, I think I get too flustered if I said Tal. I would get flustered. I mean, I think that's why the whole 2 years of on our Zoom thing, I never said a word. I was
Mm,
like
that's
so
true.
I because I would get tongue-tied. I get all like nervous, and I don't know why. But he makes me like I feel like he's a celebrity, you know?
It does. It is.
And I so I get all, you know, I yeah, I get all tongue-tied around him. So I don't know why.
Mm. Well, it's okay to feel because his image is so big. Not like he is a celebrity.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh
Yes, I agree.
yeah, we should do
Emery and
one where
Emma,
Teresa, Emery, and Vicky. Yeah, I know, right? I think that would be a
I agree.
perfect interview. Just like thank you to Vero because Vero know you, so she gave me a few idea, like what to ask you. Just because this is about not about me interview everybody, but it's about like everybody has to like share their journey with each other. Um, Sometimes I can be like bubbly when I talk to Mandy because she's my friend, but then some random, like not random, but like some other student ask me, then I will have different answers, thing like that. And then when my friend asks me, then I will give them another answer as well until like really somebody could dive deep in and then pull like the best answers out there, like um, like we just like pull out the right question so we can give the best answers that we can. That's why I want to have everybody interview each other. That's just like me being here.
Mhm, mhm.
And but I appreciate you working with me so we can have this interview flawlessly
So,
and flourishing. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you uh, to your daughter, like your daughter-in-law and your family for being here with us today. And personally, thank you to you for sharing your incredible journey with us.
mhm,
And again, your story of resilience, growth, and unwearying determination is truly inspiring. So we learn so much from your experience and insights, and I'm grateful for your wisdom and positivity you bring to the work, uh, not just to the happiness study program. So again, thank you so much. Thank you, Vero. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, everybody, for joining with me, and also thank you, Gina. I know she left, but we will see her next week, hopefully.
Mhm.
And I'm looking forward to see all of you, and especially you, Teresa. Maybe in the future, I can invite you to be the host, and I can invite Emery, Vicky, or other student who you have in your hat group uh,
Mhm.
to be here as a guest, and I can listen to you interview them.
Uh,
How does that sound?
that would be great. Big hugs to you. Big hugs to you. Thank you.
Thank you
Hugs.
so much. Well,
So-
thank you for being here. I know, I mean, that's why I invite Vero to be the host. Uh, but she was like, "Oh, I'm not free because I have a retreat." But now she's free, so she could be the host.
You
She
take
know
it to
everybody
place.
for some reason. For some reason, I feel like all of the guests.
I don't, and you do such a good job with it. I love just sort of supporting from the sidelines and throwing in questions. And I love T so much. We had a couple hack groups together, and you're just always so fun and just I love your energy. So I was excited
Mm.
to share.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's why I love to have, somebody to know somebody. Because I know T's, but I don't have T in my hat group before. I don't have Teresa in my hat group. And now and then we saw each other in this chat
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
until now. So there was me trying to break through the barrier, and I feel like, Teresa had helped me to do that as well. And well, maybe next time you should be the host, Sparrow. You should not say no.
No, you do such a good job at it.
No,
I
don't
need
be
your support.
humble. And again, so we have Gina next week. We hopefully she available because she says she available.
Okay.
So next week we will be able to listen to her story, and then hopefully Vero or Teresa, if you would like to be a host, I would like to invite one of you to become a host at least one time, not like the
I'm
whole
gonna be,
episode.
I'm gonna be in the silent retreat next week, so I
Mm.
won't be able to join.
That's until next week. I thought.
No, I leave Thursday and then it's for 10 days.
Okay. Okay, but anyway,
When
I
you come
will
back.
reach out to you. I will reach out to Teresa and you, Vero, for the potential to become a host. But one of the, I feel like when we can interview our friends who we admire, we will be able to connect with them on another level.
True. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Would you
Thank
like
you.
to say something before we end, Teresa?
Thank you, everyone, for showing up tonight. Thank you, Jasmine, for all the wonderful questions, because I was a little nervous. I said, what is she going to ask? I'm going to get all flustered, but everything was wonderful. I loved it. And you're a wonderful host. You are. You
Thank
really are.
you.
Great job. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for empowering me. And
Mhm.
I should have sent you a question that I have, but I forgot. I would. She probably know. Like
I
all
said,
standard question.
I said, do I have to pop on early? So she's gonna you're gonna prep me or something. I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna wing
Yeah.
it.
Well, I just feel like often other students they will email me or like text me and say, hey, what kind of question would you ask me? So but anyway, it's great to have somebody remind me sometime that you should give me some hints before the interview, But anyway, thank you so
Okay.
much, and have a good night. Have a lovely night with with yourself and your family and your loved one.
Thank
And I will
you.
see you potentially tomorrow. We have another Zoom, and then this week we also have Zoom on Saturday. with Ben. And then next week we have Zoom with Gina.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you,
Then.
Vero.
Bye,
Good night.
everyone. Thank
Bye.
you.